and welcome to another Demon 212 Dreamcast review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Crazy Taxi 2, which if you've never played it before, it's a racing game, it's an arcade driver where you play as a taxi and you pick fares up and you drop them off. It's a sequel to one of the most probably influential and amazing games out there for the Dreamcast and the arcade. It was one of the must-have games for the system when it launched, and it still is an awesome game to own. There's quite a bit different about this one. First up, you get two cities, so you get the round apple and the small apple. Crazy Pyramid is the name for the crazy box on this one, and pretty much picks up where the other one left off, because it even starts at 5-1 rather than 1-1, because you got 1-1, 1-2, etc. And then you got up to the S1 and S2, which was essentially the 4-1, and then you also got an SS as well, but then this starts at 5-1, so it's kind of like saying this is a sequel in all respects. I will show off the golf game because it's probably the most notable to show off. You've got replay, records, save and load, which is self-explanatory. Internet used to take you to the home page, but it doesn't anymore, because obviously there's no online or anything. To be fair, the home page might have been built into the disc. I've noticed that on a couple of games, so it might still be there, but obviously you've got no internet functionality for it. Options, there's a lot less this time because you can't choose the difficulty of the traffic, the game, the timer or anything. You can just choose your vibration on or off, you adjust your sound and go into controller settings. So it's a bit bare bones for the options, and I don't really know why. Same as last time though, you've got play by normal rules, which is play by arcade rules. They've just changed it to normal for some reason. Work for 3, 5 or 10 minutes. And the whole point is, it's a checkpoint style system. You pick people up, you've got a timer, you drop people off, you get more time. And you get tips as well. There's a jump button now to help get you more tips. Out of the 4 new races, I don't actually like any of them. So, cabbies I should say, because they're not really racing, they're cabbies. And I'm not really keen on the aesthetics of them or anything. They're just as avatars, they seem to grate on me, and that seems to be the general consensus, and I don't even know why it is, because it's not as if the first 4 had any real story or anything. I think it's just simply fear of change that's done it for everyone, because I've not really heard anyone say that they love the new races. Sorry, cabbies even. One of the big changes to the gameplay formula is you can pick up groups, so no longer can you just pick up one person. You can pick up like a group of 4 cheerleaders and that, and the more people you have in your cab, then the better the tips you get, because you're getting tips from more than one person. That's the new jumping system, which I have already mentioned, and as you can see you do get tips for it. However, I've just probably done it at the worst possible time, so it kind of screwed us up a bit. You've still got a ranking system, but it appears now as a digital clock rather than a little ticker tape thing like from the last one. Musically, it's more the same. Offspring, I don't know if Bad Religion's on this one, I don't know if it's a different band, but I know Offspring's on it, and they were probably the most notable band to do music on the first one. They were the one that everyone mentioned. So musically I'm quite happy with the game. Graphically it's more of the same again. There's no real improvement or anything. It looks pretty much like it is the first game, just in a different city. That's pretty much the only general complaint about the game, and it's a bit unfair at times, because people always said that Sega did awesome sequels. They did sequels better than anyone else. So when this came out and it wasn't so much an upgraded sequel, it was just more of the same, they kind of got slated for it, because it was a case of, well, we expected a lot more. But in itself, it still is a good game. It's still got the frantic gameplay of the first one. It's the type of thing that if you put hundreds of hours into the first one, you'll probably put it into this one. Possibly more so because there's a second city to play as. It's just not a huge step up like a lot of their other games, sequels that they did. But I have pretty much mentioned everything I can mention with the arcade mode now. Other than, well, to be fair, other than mentioning that obviously the working for 3, 5 and 10 minutes, just in case you aren't aware, it is literally you get a timer of 3, 5, 10 minutes, whereas working on the arcade mode, the whole point is you keep playing, you add time. It can therefore be infinite if you're awesome at the game, but if you're not very good at the game, then you may only get a minute or 2. So it's just one of those that it's a high score game, you keep playing it, and that's the reason for the drive behind it. You keep playing to get better and better and go longer and longer. So that is everything I can mention about the arcade mode now. I'll go on to the Crazy Golf, because as I say, it is probably the most notable of the new modes, because you do literally play golf with a car. So watch me mess this up royally. Yep, messed it up royally. it's just one of those though. The mini games, some people will love them, some people will hate them. Personally, I was never keen on them on the first game. I really couldn't get into them, and there were a couple that I did enjoy, but not so much to the point that I wanted to play it over and over and over and over again. And seeing as you have to do that to get the better rankings, to unlock the better games, to unlock other stuff as well, like on the first one you had the mini bike and that, it's just something that I was never really keen on. I suppose what I can do now is put on the second city and just simply let you listen to a bit of the music, and then that's pretty much going to be the end of the vid. There's very little else I can think of off the top of my head to mention. Well, that was a little bit of the music. As I say, there's not really much else I can say other than to mention the unlockables that you get for this one, because I mentioned the last one with the bike. The bike's back, as is a baby stroller, which is new, and the ability to actually unlock the original 4 cabbies, which is pretty much the only unlockable that I really cared about. And to get that, you've got to get like the top ranking on every single one to unlock the final mission and do that. So it's one that you have to put a lot of time in if you want to be able to play it as, well, my personal favourite, Gus, from the last one. So yeah, there's not much else I can say about it. It gets a bit of a bad rap, but it still is a really good game, and if you did like the first one, it's well worth picking up. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.